Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody. I'm the Sorrow, and we're starting the 12th season of Sunyshore Battle Federation. I'm recording these draft recaps way later than I wanted to, but life was a bitch recently, so I didn't have as much time, and then focused on the Wi-Fi videos because I think those are a lot more enjoyable to watch, right? Because there's just more happening on the screen, basically. However, SBF is back, and I hope I did not overreach myself, but I've joined every single division that there is. So with 5 divisions, I thought about how I want to do this, and basically I'm gonna cramp all the draft analysis in this one video. I'm gonna put timestamps in the description down below, so you can check out if you're not interested in VGC, for example, which we'll be kicking off with shortly. You may just skip that and skip to whatever division you want to. So shall we get right into it? Starting us off with VGC. So you can see we're using the 4v4 doubles draft format for this. This A allows Pokemon still to the 50. B, this also allows us to take Terra Preview, because we're doing Terra Preview. So open Terra with Terra Preview in VGC, because we think that's the most fair and fun way to play VGC. Allow coaches a lot more freedom, and again, I think Terra in doubles is even more manageable than in singles. Which in singles it's also okay, but we'll talk about it later. Anyway, starting us off, our first Pokemon is our Garchomp. Garchomp is a really cool Pokemon, because in this format 102 speed is not bad at all, because with no legendaries around, because we are on regulation H. Right, so Garchomp actually is a super big threat, and as you will see, we have Sandwheel, we have Ruskin, 2 phenomenal abilities, which are really, really funny. Garchomp can run Sword Dance sets, can run Scale Shot sets, of course. You do still get Scale Shot, yeah, you do. So there's a lot of different things Garchomp can do for me, mainly doing a lot of damage. Really stoked to get to use Garchomp once again, and Garchomp probably still needs some support, so we got one support Pokemon in Sableye that I really wanted to use. Of course, we have the Prankster ability, which is really neat, because Prankster Light Screen, Prankster Reflect is really, really good, of course, because it gets that now. You've got Helping Hand, we've got Knockoff to remove items, we've Nightshade for consistent damage if we need it, we've got Recover to stay healthy, even like a Shadow Sneak could be really cool, and Will-O-Wisp, of course. Taunt, Sucker Punch, we have a lot of options with this Pokemon, so I'm really hyped to use it. And Sableye will most certainly be one of our MVPs. Coming next is Hippowdon, actually. So Hippowdon is cool because it sets up the sand for Garchomp Sandwheel, so watch out for Sandwheel Bright Powder strategies coming up soon. It's just a really bulky Pokemon, which will help me out a ton. It's relatively slow, so it can function in Trick Room as well. Hippowdon, I'm really hyped to use. It's really physically bulky as well. Just gonna complement the team very well. I wanted Teeter initially, but it would have been A, expensive, B, Teeter was gone. So settled with the Hippo. We'll see how much Hippo will do. Coming up next, another Sand Abuser, an Excadrill. It's just a stupid strong Pokemon with Sand Rush, with Sand Force, and even Mold Breaker, if I don't bring Sand, has its merits. So I'm really, really hyped to get to use this. I don't think I have Excadrill needs much more of an introduction. You have Swords Dance, you have a lot of good attacks, Rock Slide, Earthquake, could throw Stonish, could throw Stonky Tantrum or rather high horsepower, I should say. Could throw Earthquake in the right circumstances. So really, really hyped to get to use Excadrill, Iron and Poison Jab, of course, there as well. So just really great breaker and maybe late game cleaner for the team. Coming next, because with a lot of water weaknesses we have going on there, and also ice weaknesses, we've picked up Luminion. Luminion is cool because it gets Storm Drain, which makes it completely immune to water moves, gives it special attack raise, which off of the special attack isn't the greatest either, but it's fine. This gets Tailwind, this gets Icy Wind, so Yeah, so this has a lot of useful moves. Chilling Water can be useful to decrease attack. Encore is a really cool move. Helping Hands there, so yeah, just a very, very useful Pokemon which gets U-turn as well. Unfortunately not Flip Turn, but U-turn's decent anyways. So yeah, Lumineon is a great utility Pokemon for a cheap price. Which is why I picked it up rather early, because it really complements this team rather well. Coming next, we've got one of our Trick Room setters in Trevenant. Natural Crew, Frisk, and Harvest are free phenomenal abilities for draft. Especially Frisk to get, just because we're using closed team sheets, so getting information on items is phenomenal, of course. Yeah, and then just Gets Trick Room is a Grass and Ghost type for my team, so another Water Resist, which is pretty cool. Gets a lot of useful moves like Will-O-Wisp, can set up Trick Room as I said. Gets Toxic actually in this gen still, which is phenomenal. Not as useful probably in this circumstances, but Knockoff, Horn Leech, Earthquake, Drain Punch. Like, this Pokemon has a lot of options, as you can see here in the move list. So I'm really, really happy I could get it. Really hyped to use Trevenant. Yeah, not much more I can say. Like, great Trick Room Pokemon. We're hyped. Coming next, we've got our Fairy type in Gardevoir. Gardevoir unfortunately sits at this 80 speed here, which is in draft is really mid. But with a Choice Scarf or a Focus Sash equipped, I think I can remedy that. Synchronize and Trace are two good abilities to have. Also, Telepathy is really cool because you can't just slam Earthquake on Garchomp and Gardevoir doesn't care, right? So we have, again, 3 good abilities here. And the Pokemon Gardevoir just has a lot of coverage. You get Alluring Voice now, you get Aura Sphere. Can drink his Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball. Like, I think you all know the drill. Memento is also a move you could consider. Life Dew, not. Life Dew is cool to heal my team, although Heal Pulse, which you also learn, is probably better. Just a lot of useful moves. Taunt is there. It also gets Will-O-Wisp, which is cool, I think. Thunder Wave, of course. So, yeah, again, a lot of supporting options. There's a lot of damage with the base 125 special attack if we can keep it healthy. Coming up next is our Emboar, which at base 65 speed isn't the slowest, but it also isn't the fastest, so it can function in Trick Room, it can function in Tailwind. I think this speed here is really nice. Reckless, Flare Blitzes, Head Smashes, Wild Charges do a shit ton of damage if you can get the Emboar played correctly. Slap a choice band on it, just click a button is what I'm looking forward to doing with you. CC is there, as I said, like the Reckless moves with Flare Blitz, with Head Smash, with Wild Charge. Yeah, just a really, really great Pokemon to have on the squad. Coming up next, we've got Ursaring. Ursaring is my normal type. He's on my Ghost immunity mainly. Guts and Quick Feet are cool. Unnerve is also not terrible. With Eviolite, this gets actually really, really bulky. Like 75 and 90 with a Violet is actually pretty good. You would think I could also forsake the Violet book and just run with Guts and Flame Orb if I wanted to, or Quick Feet and Flame Orb. Could also just run Side Will-O-Wisp with one of my like 6 Will-O-Wisp users. So the options there as well. So yeah, really intrigued to see what Ursaring can do for us. Gets, I think, Elemental Punches for coverage. So we covered Facade, obviously great if you're burned. Stone Edge. I think Rock Slide as well, yep, so it's even Seed Bomb. So there's a lot of things Ursaring can potentially do, and I'm really hoping that I can make it put into work. Second to last, we've got Rotom Fan. Rotom Fan is just a Pokemon for my team, which with its Levitate is going to be really annoying. Like, of course not Levitate, but it's Flying type. But even if even if I Terrestrialize, you still have Levitate. So I'm basically staying immune to ground, which is good because my team also has a tad of a ground weakness with Emboar and the Excadrill, so plenty of things to protect them is good. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a Rotom, right? You get Electro Web, you get Helping Hand, you get Light Screen and Reflect, of course. You get heal. What's your name? Pain Split to heal up. Yeah, Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, of course. Trick, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, like all these great supporting tools you get here. Can also counter other weathers, rain and sunny day if I needed to. So yeah, Rotom is also one of these Pokemon that might be really helpful for me, just in a supporting role. And last but not least, we have Dugong. Dugong is cool because Quick Fat, it actually isn't. Freeze Dry Resist, Ice Body or Hydration can work as well, of course, but it probably mostly will be Thick Fat. Yeah, move-wise, again, a lot of supporting options like Alluring Voice, Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet I could see have some funny use on like a weakness policy Excadrill, hit it with a really weak Aqua Jet, get it to +2 and just have it start clicking buttons here. Realistically, so yeah, I'm really hyped about that. Again, so move-wise, we have Chilling Water for support. We have Endeavor and Encore for support. So like even Sash Endeavor Dugong could work. It gets Fake Out, it gets Haze, it gets Flip Turn. Icy Wind is another move that's good. You can even knock off. Perish Song is also an option. Muddy Water. So again, lots and lots of support moves this Pokemon gets. So yeah. Also, I think a really nice pickup for me. And that is gonna be our squad for VGC. I shall take a quick drink and then I'll talk to you again in the Monotype draft analysis, which will just follow after this one, so stay tuned. And we are back, guys, and this time we're going for Monotype. Yeah, Monotype 6v6 NatDex doubles draft, but with a very limited Pokedex that one of my moderators or some of my moderators made per hand. So they basically decided what gets in, what does not. Yeah, not much more to know. So basically how this works is everyone's gonna draft a type in round 1. And then draft a team of 11 Pokemon, as SBF always does. And I think from like my first Pokemon, y'all can see what I went with here. However, I had a pretty high pick, but then the one time I played in Monotype back in the day, I went with Fighting, and yeah, I didn't do all that great. So yeah, I'm on a bit of a redemption arc here, so we drafted Mono Fighting. The way this works, because you do Klefki here, is that every team gets a Terra Captain that is not that type, but the first turn you stay in, you must Terrestrialize into your drafted type, so in my case that is Fighting. However, I can use Klefki to switch in on like Psychic hits, on like Fairy hits, and just soak up some damage before I have to Terra it, because for to Terra you have to stay in, which I do not have to. Anyway, starting us off with our Mono Fighting team is Annihilate, and this is mainly because the person that drafted Mono Ghost said like right before me, like at pick number 2, and I was like, I think it was 3 or something like that. But yeah, so basically I knew Annihilate I had to pick it up as early as possible before it gets stolen, just because it's such a good Pokemon to have. It's really, really bulky, base 110 HP, base 115 attack, decent speed tier at base 90. Yeah, Defiant is cool against Intimidate users, which again into Fighting, which is a type that is very, very physically sided. Gonna help me out a ton to not be intimidated, so that's good. Yeah, move-wise, I think Rage, it's pretty straightforward with Rage Fist, U-turn, close combat, elemental punches for coverage. So yeah, hopefully this can do a lot of things for me. So I'm really happy that I got my hands on Annihilate. Yeah, and we shall see how far it will take us. Coming up next is Klefki, as I already mentioned. Mainly there for Prankster screen support. Also there for streaming Thunder Wave. In 6v6 doubles, actually Spikes could be viable. Mainly because... yeah, actually mainly because... what's the name? Maybe because there's, with all 6 Pokemon coming to every battle, there will be a lot more switching around, basically, is what I'm trying to get at here. Yeah, I think I don't have to, definitely doesn't need much more of an introduction. It's going to be a really, really useful Pokemon for me for the season, and I hope I can get a lot of mileage out of it. Coming up next is Lucario, and Lucario I had to take early because Steel also was drafted, and I'm not keen on losing out on Lucario because I really wanted it. So a lot of the picks, that's why most dual typings I have here are drafted so early, right? So it doesn't get taken away from me. That's why I went with Lucario. So I've basically stolen 2 Pokemon from our Steel trainer, if you want to put it that way. But the main catch is Lucario is allowed to Mega Evolve, which is why it cost me 18 points. But having a Mega Lucario at my disposal, which is a great special attacker as well, will go such a long way for me, really. Yeah, really happy I got it because it gives me a lot of special. I can run physical, it can run special. It's just gonna be such a useful Pokemon for me throughout the season, right? And with its Mega Evolution at my disposal as well, I can Like, I really think this thing might end up being my kill leader in the end. Coming up next is Pawmod, which I took from the Mono Electric trainer, of course. Yeah, Volt Absorb's great ability, Natural Cure is good, Iron Fist is good, so 3 phenomenal abilities on my Pawmod here. Gets close combat, gets, of course, Double Shock is cool to rip me off the electric typing. Nuzzle is a good support with Mach Punch. Is there Revival Blessing if I felt like it, but I'm thinking we have it banned, I'm not sure, but I'm probably not going to use it anyways. Gets Volt Switch, Thunder Punch is good for with Iron Fist, of course. So yeah, and also it gives my Fake Out user, so yeah, having this on the squad will go a long way. Also, Encore is a good supporting option. So yeah, really useful Pokemon. Super Fang could even be helpful in some matchups, so yeah, gotta wait and see how we use this thing the best. But yeah, good, we have it on team. Next up, Tauros Paldea Aqua, mainly for my Intimidate user, of course. Yeah, Intimidate, if I don't want to Intimidate, you can run Kaju as well. Like if you run into some defined Pokemon, Kaju is a cool ability to like get a double Citrus Berry out of this. Not thinking I'll use Anger Point really, but it's there, so might as well. However, yeah, just a really bulky and rather fast Pokemon for the squad, right? So Wave Crash, Aqua Jet are the big ones here, of course. Gets Rock Slide coverage, can Speed Boost with Trailblaze if it wants to, can bulk up. So a lot of useful moves on the Tauros. Coming next is my second form of speed control. I think Klefki gets Trick Room and HyperLowTier gets Tailwind because of NatDex rules. In Scarlet Violet it does not, but in NatDex it still does, which is the main reason why it's here. It's also really fast, can run on burden sets, as well as Mold Breaker or Limber, so also 3 decent abilities at least. Yeah, just a really useful Pokemon, really, that I hope I can also get a lot of mileage out in more of a supporting role. Again, Tailwind, Encore are great moves. Endeavor, for like a Sash Endeavor set with like Unburden. That sounds fun, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, and other than that, just a really good Pokemon to run here. Coming up next is Beware. Beware is cool because it's my ghost immunity. Of course, it's gonna help me out a lot in this situation. Yeah, Fluffy is a great ability to sponge physical hits. Unnerve could also be cool because removing, like, if I play a type that I have a positive matchup, like I do super effective damage to. Yeah, it's gonna be really useful, right? So yeah, that's gonna help us out a ton. Yeah, so moveset wise, it's not the most it's not the most diverse move pool you've ever seen. Pretty standard for any fighting type, really. But if I get burned, like Facade is a really good move. If I get like statused on you, I can also bulk up. Body Press is nice with like some bulk investment. Could be actually getting Pain Split is funny. Rock Slide is always useful. Taunt is an option as well. So yeah, hopefully Beware can do something for us. And then we have Embor, because I think Fire went undrafted. And this is why we have this on the team. So I could draft it this late. Really helpful for me. Yeah, same thing in VGC basically. So Reckless, hit like a truck, can work on Tailwind, can work in Trick Room in the right circumstances. Yeah, just a nuke really, which is what I have it here for. Coming next, we drafted a Psychic Immunity. I wanted Scrafty initially, but of course Dark took it from me, so I had to go with its little brother, the Scraggy. Yeah, there's not much more I can really say about Scraggy. It gets Intimidate with a Violet. It's actually decently bulky, like 70, and 50 with a Violet is decent. So it actually is quite tanky. Intimidate is useful, Fake Out is useful. So yeah, hopefully like knock off to remove items, of course. So maybe Scrafty can actually put in some work for us. I see some other rather useful moves we could run on you. So yeah, really want to see what Scraggy can do for us. Coming in next is Riolu. Also just recently I've gotten fake news. Fire was picked, but the Fire trainer took Blaziken, which can Mega, so yeah, that's why Ember was there. Anyway, we drafted Lucario's little brother Riolu next as well. It's just another prank support Pokemon for me, really. Another Fake Out. You're doing Fake Out, my bad. You do not get Fake Out. But yeah, Prankster support. Gonna be really, really useful. Like Prankster coaching, for example. Could be cool. Yeah, like, again, it's just another Prankster support mon for the team. Can change the weather if I face weather teams, so that's gonna help me out a ton. And last but not least, because Grass really went undrafted, is White Chestnut. Fell to me last. It's just, again, a really bulky Pokemon, which I hopefully can use to quite some effect, to just be annoying with like Leech Seed, Spiky Shield, and stuff like that. Of course, Bulk Up is an option too. Knock off to remove items. Power Up Punch could work on this Pokemon as well. Again, Spikes can always be useful. It gets Taunt as well, so there's a lot of useful stuff there. So yeah, hoping to get some mileage out of you as well. Yeah, that's gonna conclude our mono fighting team here. Yeah, please don't forget me know your opinions on these teams I've drafted down in the comments. Really looking forward to your thoughts. Yeah, and we shall continue on with our next team. There we are. Next up, we're in National Dex singles, just good old regular National Dex singles. Starting us off, our top pick is Iron Valiant. Really hyped that I got this Pokemon. Can be physical, can be special. Gets Encore to lock Pokemon into setup. Corkref boosts their energy. I can choice it. I can run a Life Up on it just for attacks. It can Calm Mind. It can Sword Stance. Like Taunt is a cool move. Like this Pokemon really can do it all. Just such a cool Pokemon, which can be a danger on many different levels. So yeah, I don't think this really needs much more of an introduction. Coming up next, we've got Corviknight as our first defensive Pokemon. Again, I don't think Corviknight needs much of an introduction. Gets like U-turn around, Body Press, Iron Defense, Defog, Roost, Brave Bird are the main options. It gets Light Screen and Reflect, so it can actually set screens, which it's interesting, but I've never done it. But yeah, it could. Bulk Up is also an option. Also, Agility, Bulk Up, Power Trip is a set one could possibly run. So, Corviknight, really versatile defensive Pokemon. So I'm really hyped to have it here. Coming in next is Salamence, which is gonna be our first Terra Captain for the team. NatDex, every Terra Captain gets 3 Terra types. One must be Stab. For me, Salamence got. I think I went with Flying. I went with Steel and I went with Fire. Yes, that's what I did. So can be a Dragon Dance setup sweeper. Can with Moxie. It can use Intimidate and be a bit more bulky. Can run special sets as well. So yeah, just a really cool Pokemon for my team, which I think is really nice. Coming is Skeletor. Unfortunately, too expensive to make another Terra Captain, but with Unaware, still a really great wall, I think. So I think I can make use of it rather well. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp, Torch Song, Shadow Ball, Hex, Slack Off are the moves you probably want to see the most on this thing. Gets Alluring Voice, which is really cool as a means of dealing damage to dark types and a lot of that. So yeah, Skeletor has options for sure. It's not gonna be the most like versatile Pokemon, I guess, but it's still gonna help me out a ton. Then next up, we're picking Diggersby, and Diggersby, yeah, really great choice scarf or choice band user, of course, with huge power. You probably will never see pickup. You probably see most of the time you're gonna see huge power. It can set up spikes for me as well if I'm not gonna choice it. Gets agility, gets sword stance, so it could run setup sets as well. So yeah, just a really great breaker for my team, I think, with this Diggersby. This will not disappoint me, I hope. Really hoping it can put in the finest of work. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Return, Superpower, Wild Charge. Like, it has moves. Knock Off, Iron Head, Ice Punch. So you have a lot of coverage there as well. Thunder Punch, I think, as well. Yep. So yeah, Diggersby hopefully will put in the finest of work for me. Coming up next is Amoonguss. Amoonguss, another great wall for the team. Regenerator is a broken ability in my opinion, so no doubts about that. Gets Spore, gets Toxic, Synthesis to stay in and recover up Sludge Bomb, Foul Play, Giga Drain. I think y'all know what Amoonguss does and what it does best, so yeah, really happy to have it on the team. Coming next, we went double ghost and got ourselves a Jellicent. Jellicent, bulky water type with reliable recovery. In recover, water absorb is a great ability. Curse body is decent as well. Yeah, like, and then just you have coverage with like energy ball, ice beam. I think yep is there as well. Shadow ball, sludge bomb, strength step is also a good move. Can taunt, can run like trick sets. Could even see myself running a trick room water spout sometimes with the team we got going on there, but we will have to see about that. Anyways, Scald also of course available to this, so really happy getting my hands on this. Loved it in low tier. Let's see if it can keep up in the higher tiers as well. Coming up next is Bolton, just my old mascot basically, right? However, the reason I have it here is because it's a fast pivot, and which I needed for the team with Volt Switch, Strong Jaw plus the Elemental Fangs. Unfortunately, you don't get Ice Fang, which is sad, but Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, Play Rough, Crunch, Psychic Fang, so we have the options there for sure. I think that's all I really need. I also made it a Terra Captain with Electric, Fire, and Dark, just to boost up my moves even further. Yeah. But overall, yeah, this thing is just here to break stuff, and I hope it will break stuff. Really hoping to see Bolton put in just the finest of work. Next up is Orbeetle. Orbeetle can be a sticky webber for the team, which is and a pivot as well. So it can yeah, it can also run like Iron Defense body press sets, which is funny. Can run Calm Mind, I think, as well. Yep, we get that as well. So it has options. It's a lower tier pick, of course, so I'm probably not gonna set the world on fire, but I still can see it put in some work. Recover before to stay healthy with boots is pretty good as well. So yeah, intrigued to see if I can use this Orbeetle to some effect. Then next up we have Sneasel. Sneasel with Terra Dark, Terra Ice, and Terra Fighting. I think I went on it. Yeah, it's just it's basically just Weavile and smaller, which again, it's here to hopefully get an SD off, then crash, knock off, and coverage move, or Ice Shard, depending on the matchup, of course. Can run Choice Band as well, weak to Rocks then, of course, but that's a trade-off you have to take. And yeah, really intrigued to see how far or if the Sneasel can do something for us. And finally, we've got Armaldo. Armaldo is a Stealth Rocker, which it's only a 2-pointer. And yeah, having that as my only Stealth Rock user is a bit... I actually thought Diggersby got rocks, but it doesn't. It only gets spikes. So I was wrong there. Anyway, Armaldo with Battle Armor can't get crit, so that's something. With Boots, you don't care about rocks. You can set rocks, you can spin them away from you. You get knockoff. Stone Edge and Exit are good steps. Superpower for coverage as well. So, and Earthquake, of course. Can run Aqua Tail if you're feeling like it. So Armaldo has the options to be decent. So let's see if I can even bring it, or if I will bring it. We'll have to see about it. But yeah, happy to have this on the team, really. So yeah, let's see what we can do. And this is gonna conclude our NatDex draft. I shall again make a quick cut, and then I will be back with our low tier one. So there we are with our draft analysis for low tier singles, and yeah, my favorite division of Sunyshore, of course. So can't wait to play again. And the team we drafted is looking like the following. Starting us off is Chandelure. Yeah, base 140 for special attack. This thing's just the new. Can run choice sets, can run Calm Mind with heavy duty boots, of course. And can just be really, really obnoxious to deal with because it just does so much damage. Of course, base 80 isn't the greatest speed tier. This is why we have our next pick to complement it. It's Ribombee. Can I set up Sticky Web for the team? Can run Quiver Dance sets as well. Yeah, really, really fast for this meta with base 124 as well, so looking out for that. Coverage is there with like Energy Ball, Psychic, Psychic Noise even, so it can even set Tailwind. U-turn's a cool move. Trick or Switcheroo, I think you get both. Actually, yeah, you do, so I cannot just slap Choice on it and just trick something. That's cool, so yeah. Ribombee's gonna be really, really cool to have. Coming next is Mantine, our one of our defogs. I think you probably could defog too, but why would I? Manta is a great wall. Water flying is a good defensive typing outside of electric types, of course, and freeze dry, which isn't too plentiful in this low tier environment. Water absorbs a great ability, of course, to be immune to water completely. Heavy duty boots make it safe, and then you have just your standard deck of Scald, Roost, Toxic, and probably either Haze or Ice Beam if you really need the coverage. So yeah, really stoked to get to use Mantine. Coming next is Orphan, and Orphan is cool because it Chandelure and they cover each other perfectly. Orphan resists rock, is immune to ground. Chandelure is flash fire, so it's immune to fire, immune to fighting as well. So that these two complement each other really, really well. So I'm happy to have gotten it. Can set up spikes, can set up rocks, iron defense, body press. Shatter is of course banned, sadly, but yet again, this Pokemon is going to be a great wall for my team as well. Coming next is our Rapid Spinner, or one of our Rapid Spinners in Serena. Queenly Majesty, great ability, can be hit with priority. Really, really bulky Pokemon as well, right, with base 98 in both defenses. Strong attacks as well. Heavy duty boots are an option. Choice band can be good. Just leftovers or even helmet. Just be really, really annoying. Move-wise, you've got all the good physical stuff with Power Whip, you got High Jump Kick, you got Knockoff, you got Play Rough, so you've got a lot of stuff to work with. U-Turn and Triple Axle come to mind as well. Sand Headbutt's also there. So you have a lot of stuff you can run on this Serena. Even Aromatherapy can be an option. So yeah, another Pokemon happy I got to draft. Coming next is Morpeko. Morpeko is cool, electric and dark type. Another pivot for my team that gets kind of Volt Switch around. Gets Knockoff. Aura Wheel is a great move to have on this. So I'm really happy I got it. Yeah, Psychic Fangs, Seed Bomb for coverage, Storm Big Tantrum even if you need a ground move for whatever reason. Brick Break to break screens, Rapid Spin it can as well. So another really, really useful Pokemon to my team overall. And speaking of Rapid Spinners, because 2 are not enough, Sandslash is the third one. Again, Stealth Rock Spikes, ground type for the team, so electric immunity, 100 attack, 110 defense, so really bulky on the physical side as well. Leftovers, boots, whatever you want to run. Rapid Spin, Earthquake, Knockoff. Could even see like a Sword Dance set, sorry. Do that some work. We have rock coverage, you have Poison Jab, you have Leech Life, so you have coverage options for sure. So maybe like a Sword Dance, Rapid Spin, Earthquake plus coverage move could be something I could run down the season. So yeah, gonna see about that. Coming up next is Hypno. Hypno is gonna be our Wish Passer for the team, of course. Yeah, it also can teleport, I think, in the right side. You can't run Wish plus teleport, sadly, but you can like run Dry Pass with Baton Pass and Wish. That's an option for sure. I saw Miklas run like a Belly Drum Salad Berry set on this as well, so that could be funny. Not sure if I can pull that stunt though. But yeah, Hypno is just really, really bulky Pokemon, right? Especially on the special side. So it's gonna help me sponge a lot of hits, wish my teammates back up, and just have a lot of utility as well. Coming up next is our first Terra Captain for the team, Dodrio. Unfortunately, this does not get U-turn, though I think it really, really should. So Momentum is again Dry Baton Pass, which is eh. However, you get Knockoff, you get a Jump Kick for coverage, you get Drill Run for coverage, Brave Bird, and Return hit extremely hard with our Terra types. I think we're like normal flying and fighting, I think, or ground, one of the two, I'm not sure right now. However, really, really useful. Just slap a ban on this, do a lot of damage, because base 110 speed is nothing to slouch at. Second to last, second Terra Captain for the team, Fracture. Dragon Dance setup is an option, just a choice band with First Impression, and then just Outrage, Dragon Claw. You get Stomping Tantrum for ground coverage. For steals, you get Superpower, get Axes, can even run like Sword Stance Trailblaze if you feel like it. So I think, yeah, this says a lot. It's a Terra Captain with, I think, Dragon Steel, and I completely forgot what else I took, but Dragon and Steel are probably the two big ones. I think even Bug. Yeah, gonna be really useful for my team to just have this strong priority user with me. And last but not least, we've picked up Hisuian Sneasel, which, again, I'm so sad you don't get U-turn and only Sneasler does. But again, Sword Stance with this Pokemon. Looks really scary with like close combat, a Gangshot, Poison Jab if you don't want to miss, Trailblaze for speed boosting, X-Scissor, Throat Chop for coverage. So yet another really, really great Pokemon. Yeah, and that's gonna conclude our LowTier squad. I shall go on to our last metagame to HyperLowTier and see you all there. And here we are with our final team of this drafting series. HyperLowTier, and as you can see, we're going really low because our top pick is Mr. Mime. Please ignore that Mego Berry, it wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah, Mr. Mime. Soundproof is cool, filter is cool, technician is cool. So it has pretty cool abilities. Unfortunately, you have a base HP of 40. That's rough. Like, any physical hit and this thing will implode. However, base 90 speed in this meta is actually really, really great. 100 special attack is good. Base 120 SBF is also really, really good. You get all the funny Gen 1 coverage moves. Thunderbolt. I think Ice. No Ice. No, you don't get Ice Beam sadly, but you get Energy Ball. You get Dazzling Gleam. You get Signal Beam. You get Shadow Ball. So you have options on this for sure. So yeah, really hyped to see also Focus Blast, of course. So, but that will miss. Anyway, we got the Mimer. Really hyped to see if I can get some production out of this. And yeah, moving on to Rotom, which is another very high value Pokemon. I think at 18 points, so it's rather expensive, of course. But still, one of the Pokemon I'm really looking forward to use in this draft again. Yeah. Again, base 91 speed again in this tier is really, really good. Yeah, like you get Shadow Ball, you get Volt Switch, you get Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, Trick, all the good stuff. Thunder Wave, of course, with an dimensional Pain Split is cool. Nasty Plot Sets could also be really, really good in this meta. Gets Defog if I need to, so that's gonna help. Yeah, Levitate to be immune to ground is really good. So yeah, hyped to be there. Coming up next, we've got the Gilp, the Bastiodon. Really, really great wall in this lower tier environment. Unfortunately, too expensive to be Terrad, but still, these defenses will do a lot. Even with 2 4x weaknesses, I think I can get a lot of production out of Bastiodon here. So I'm really happy that I have it. Yeah, so anyways, really hyped for Bastiodon. I just like this Pokemon it's a meme in the server at this point, but it's such a beloved Pokemon, right? So I can't wait to have it used. Again, Stealth Rocker for the team, Metal Burst is good. You get all the coverage you need. You won't do much damage, but you have the coverage in theory. Taunt, Toxic, Roar is an option, of course. So yeah, really, really great Mon. Coming next is our Rapid Spinner for the team Quaxwell. With Eviolite, this thing is really bulky. Rapid Spin is there. Liquidation is there. You also can run like Triple Axle it gets, which is helpful. Flip Turn for momentum is really good. So yeah, has a lot of and it gets Roost for recovery as well. So this is gonna be a really, really useful Pokemon for our team here. Coming next is Svilus with Hustle. And a Choice Band, and you don't have very good luck to find a switch into this Outrage, if it hits, that is. However, yeah, if it hits, because Hustle is Hustle, right? But again, it's one of these Pokemon which I can't wait to really use. Yeah, so really happy I got it. So yeah, we're really looking forward to getting as much out of this as possible, right? Coming up next is Heatmore. Heatmore is our fire type for the team. White Smoke, Gluttony, and Flashfire are 3 really decent abilities, right? So that's good. You get setup opportunities, and I think you can like run curse sets with this. And it gets Taunt, it gets Toxic, it gets Will-O-Wisp, all the utility you really want. Knockoff is a good move. It's decent. It's decent on both offensive sides. So can be physical, can be special. Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what I can do with Heatmore this season. Coming up next is Sunflora. Yeah, Sunflora, one of our Terra captains, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Right, should be, if I'm not wrong, which I might be. No, Sunflora is one of our captains. Grass, Poison, and Water are the Terra types we went with. Again, it has like base 105 special attack. It doesn't sound like much, but for this meta, it's actually decent. 75 and 85 in HP and special defense are not too bad either. So, really hoping to see my beautiful little flower put in the finest of work. And hopefully just get some kills with this one. Coming up next is Mudbray, our second Terra captain with Ground Fairy and Fire Terra types. It's gonna be really, really useful to have on here, because Stamina gives defense boost. It's bulky, base 100 attack for a pre-evolved Pokemon is sick, by the way. Yeah, it's just a really bulky Pokemon again for our team, so hope I can get as much mileage out of you as possible as well. Earthquake, Stone Edge are there. You can counter on this. Roar to avoid being set up on. Toxic is really good, and setting Stealth Rock for my team also will help me out. Coming next, our next pre-evo is Coughing. Levitate, phenomenal ability, neutralizing gas could be useful as well, of course. Eviolite again makes use really, really bulky. You've got Clear Smog to prevent setup. Get like Courage with Flamethrower and Fire Blast. You've got Gunk Shot. You have Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, Thunderbolt. Like you have options. Toxic and Toxic Spikes are the big ones. Taunt is there as well. It's just gonna be a really, really obnoxious wall to take down for my opponents, right? And yeah, coming up last but not least, second to last, we've got Grablocked, our fighting type for the team. Yeah, bulk up sets with you are most likely the way to go. With Technician, you get like some decent moves like Circle Throw, though it has negative priority. Power Up Punch with Technician sounds fun, actually. And if you don't want to go down there, you can just run Limber and run like a sub-seismic toss taunt set or something. So get Sucker Punch for priorities, which is cool. Pain Split is cool to heal up. Ice Punch for coverage. So yeah, intrigued to see what I can do with this Grablock, really. I've never used it before, so I can't wait to do so. So we're really, really hyped about that. And last but not least, because I had a point left over, a normal type was in order. So please welcome to the team, Wooloo. I had another Terra point left, so normal, Ghost, and Dorok it is. Not that I'm probably gonna use you that much. However, unfortunately you don't get Body Press, right? Which is sad. However, you get Thunder if you can get Cotton Guards, which can be really annoying to take down. So that's definitely something there. But I mean, you see in moves how less good stuff you actually get. So you're probably stuck with. I mean, you can run counter. You have like payback and reversal because you're really slow anyways, right? So yeah, again, options are there. Are some options, not much. No clue if I'll actually bring this once, but maybe if the season is at a point where I either can't win anymore or am clinched for playoffs, we might take this off the bench and see if we can get something done with it. And yeah, that's gonna be our final team. I shall get to editing these together and getting the video ready for y'all to watch. So thank you very much for watching. Please let me know your opinions on the teams in the comments. Please consider subscribing to the channel and like the video, of course. And then I shall see y'all in the season. Until then, have a good one.